Redmond.
Here.
Molly Yingling.
Here.
Justin Krause. Caroline Nathan.
Here.
William Weiss.
Here.
Ryan Woodward.
Here.
David DeBoer.
Here.
Candace Lopez.
Here.
Kevin Lugo.
Here.
Shruti Naik.
Here.
Anthony Palmer.
Here.
Abdur Raymond. Okay. Clubs ACM. Action Against HIV/AIDS.
Here.
Allies.
Here.
APO.
Here.
Amnesty International.
Here.
Art Society. Biosphere.
Here.
Black Student Union.
Here.
Bomb Squad. Cheers.
Here.
China Club.
Here.
Circle K.
Here.
Civil War Club.
Here.
Classics Club.
Here.
Class of 2010. Class of 2011. Class of 2012.
Here.
Class of 2013.
Here.
College Against Cancer.
Here.
College Community Leaders. College Democrats.
Here.
College Republicans.
Here.
Cycling Club. Dance Ensemble.
Here.
Dance Team.
Here.
Disciple Makers Christian Fellowship.
Right here.
Drop the Octave.
Here.
Equestrian Club.
Here.
Film Society.
Here.
Four Scores.
Here.
Yeah, Pagan Society. G-Bird TV.
Here.
German Club.
Here.
Gecko. Habitat for Humanity.
Here.
Ice Hockey.
Here.
International Affairs.
Here.
International Club. Italian Club. Japan Club.
Here.
Jazz Appreciation Society.
Here.
Law and Justice Society. Lutheran Student Movement.
Here.
Management Club. NAACP. Operation Smile.
Here.
Owl Nightingale.
Here.
Peace Club.
Here. Here.
Preoccupied Pre-Vet Club. Sangha Club. SDS.
Here.
Skeptical Chemist.
Here.
Shots in the Dark. Woo! Spectrum. SAA. SAAC. SALSA.
Here.
SMUT.
Here.
Taekwondo. They're the thing is speed up. Taekwondo. 26 BMR. Upscale. Ultimate Frisbee. Wiffle Ball. Women's Rugby. Management. Fencing Club.
Here.
Water Polo. Yara.
Here.
And Swing Club.
Wait, we got SEO then.
What?
SEO.
Song is here too. I've been here.
What'd you
Song
say?
here.
In case
I-
there was
I-
a
I-
some shots in the dark.
If I missed you, just come to me at the end of the meeting, so. Motion to approve the minutes of last week's meeting?
All those in favor? All those opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Woo!
Officer reports, a few things. I met with Robin Wagner, the director of the Musselman Library, last Thursday to discuss the coffee cart, because I know there were rumors going around that the coffee cart was going to grow and everything. She assured me that the coffee cart will stay next year and everything, so it is here to stay. If it was going away, she would approach the student senate first. Also, a message from Emma and Janelle. They asked that after the Senate meeting, you head over to Masters 117 for their film presentation. Their grade depends on it, on attendance, so please go. As stated in an email that was sent out yesterday, the deadline for the parliamentarian position is Wednesday going to Thursday night at midnight. Please email myself or Nick with your cover letter or resume. Also, we will be having our Senate next Monday, April 26th. And also, if you have any student concerns, please email one of the exec members. Nick?
To go along with Andrew's deadline for parliamentarian position, there's also spots open in both the class of 2013 and the class of 2012 senator positions. So if you're interested in being a senator in either one of those paths, email me your cover letter resume by the same deadline, Wednesday at midnight, and then we'll discuss it in exec on Thursday. So.
We had 5 clubs come to the MC tonight, and 3 of those were under $500. So we granted Water Polo $100, Classics Club $300, and FCO requested $260, and we granted them $145. Cuts were made for publicity and certain supplies for their bake sale.
My report, we're working on it. Getting everything together, and we're just trying to transition the list and stuff like that. So that's all I got.
Just a couple new business. For summer info for clubs, if you didn't hand in your summer contact info yet for participation, that will directly affect the participation in the activities fair next fall. So please get that in. It will really help smooth the transition. You can email myself or Janelle still, but we're kind of trying to make the transition now. So you can email me Palm ANO1. Also, as far as rosters, please continue updating your rosters, removing old and adding new leadership. And if this doesn't happen by a certain deadline, we're still setting a deadline. It will be affecting the base budget next fall. And this will be done through the new leadership form online. And could the following clubs please see me afterwards? The 26th Pennsylvania Emergency English Regiment, Action Against HIV/AIDS, Cheers, China Club, College Democrats, Disciple Makers Christian Fellowship, Games Club, Film Society, Four Scores, Italian Club, NAACP, Operation Smile, SAAC, SDS, and Wiffle Ball. Thank you. Just like a 2-minute meeting. Thank you.
Is there any old business? New business? At this time, as we stated before, last semester, we were working on the new Senate logo. We would now like to present it to the Senate and the new Senate motto. That's the new Senate logo for our 100th year, and the new motto is Active Leaders in the Changing World. This was decided by CLAC and BOD last semester. And then moving on to the next portion, it was an open forum. I just had a speech to make prior, and I'll open the floor to discussion. Speak up, tell me if you can't hear me. Good evening, everyone. I would like to begin first by saying that it is an honor to address you as your 100th President of the Student Senate. On behalf of the entire Senate exec, I would like to convey our gratitude for entrusting us to lead your student government in the 2010-2011 academic school year. For the first time in Senate's history, the executive board is comprised of rising juniors and rising sophomores, and not one rising senior. This truly sets the tone that the student body of Gettysburg College wishes for an era of change and disruption of the status quo. Over 100 years ago, on September 16, 1910, Gettysburg College students met for the first time in the library to experiment with democracy. These students wished for the student government to provide an open forum for all to express their grievances and for their voices to be heard by the college's administration. Today we continue this experiment of democratic self-governance, and hopefully it will continue for another 100 years. These students had a vision, and as John Quincy Adams once said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. I wish with your help to create an agenda for the Student Senate that reflects the interests of the many and not the few. I ask you for your advice because the decisions we make during our time at Gettysburg will affect future students 10, 20, 30, or even 30 years from now. I know some of the decisions we will make in the coming year will be unpopular, but remember that we must challenge the status quo and become leaders in our own rights. Before I open the floor to discussion, I would like to thank you all ahead of time for your thoughts and insights, and I promise to create a sustainable and successful partnership between the Student Senate and the student body. Thank you. So this is the Any insights of what you want your Senate to do next year? Anyone? Yes.
Financial transparency. Is there any news on that?
Okay. Anyone else?
Potentially partnering up or working with the Center for Leadership.
Okay. Yes, Sarah.
Funding for sustainability initiatives.
David?
Like a stronger relationship between club reps and their assigned senators.
Annie? Annie?
Oh, that was fine. But I'd like to wait, because, I don't know, as a town club representative, there comes a lot of this in their vote. There's a way to communicate with the senator to kind of convey what your club's position on matters is.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
I see a larger attempt just to bring what Student Senate does to the larger student body.
Okay. Anyone else? Last call, anyone? Okay, thank you.
Okay, now we have, a budget request from, DCO.
Hi guys, I'm John Hipschman, the treasurer of Disciple Makers, and on behalf of the club, I'm requesting $3,000 to go towards Focus, which is our leadership retreat at the end of the semester. It's a week-long retreat, and it's open to the whole campus, so anyone can go. And it provides leadership training for people in the club, which will help in the club as well as on campus in general. It's comprised of large group sessions as well as small group breakout discussions, and so it's really a good time to learn. This year we're hoping to get 35 students, but realistically we're planning on 30. Last year there were 20, but the first year class this year is larger, so we're expecting increased numbers. The cost per student has risen this year to $257 from $225, and the cost per student is a direct reflection of the charge of Dublin Gap Retreat Center, which is the facility we use. There's no overhead charge for Disciple Makers. And last year, with our 20 people, the total cost was $4,500. This year, there's a fairly significant increase up to $7,710. So we're really hoping that Senate can help us out with the funding. Last year, Senate gave $2,100, which we're very grateful for, and it allowed us to take 5 more people than we had the year before. So this year we're requesting $3,000, which would be $100 per person, just to subsidize the cost, because the students are expected to take care of the rest on their own. So as far as the cost, it covers 6 days and 5 nights, 14 meals, 4 late night snacks, and 4 to 5 large group discussions per day, as well as all the utilities for the Dublin Gap Retreat Center. Are there any questions?
Yes, sir.
What's the purpose of the retreat and what will you bring back to the student body?
It's leadership training in a Christian mentality. So it'll bring back leadership both within the Disciple Makers Club, as well as training us to be better leaders on campus in other clubs and organizations that we're a part of, as well as like through classes.
Will club members be paying for any part of the retreat?
Yeah, club members are expected to take care of the remainder of the fee that isn't subsidized. So
Who will be facilitating the leadership training?
It's run by the Disciple Makers organization, which is a statewide group. So there are leaders at various colleges throughout the state. Senior staff will be giving most of the talks.
What was BMC's recommendation?
We recommended $1,500. We deducted because we felt that that was a large amount for a week-long trip, especially one that's happening after finals week.
Any other questions? Yes, Bill.
Where actually is this taking place?
It's at Dublin Gap Retreat Center, which is like outside of Carlisle.
Yes.
How much did they give you last year?
2,100.
Yes.
Are we running low on funds? Is that why you cut it down to half? Was that a factor?
They already had a significant amount in their account. We didn't have updated, but it seemed to be more than 1,000. And we also thought that it would be a lack of availability open to the entire student body since it was happening after finals week was over.
Just real quick, correct me if I'm wrong, but also to address that, we don't judge the fund request based on how much money we have left. We judge it based solely on the amount requested and what we've done in the past. So usually it's not an issue of whether we have a lot left, so we should give it out like that. That's not how we address it. It's based on the request itself and what would benefit the campus and Senate as a whole. So just to address that issue.
I can speak to our current budget, and I can tell you that we are under 1,000 as far as I know. I don't have the exact figure. It's on the spreadsheet on my computer. But we also have more fees to pay out at the end of the year, so I don't think our budget should affect how much we receive for this.
Any other questions? Yes.
Will anybody not come, will there be a significant amount of people not coming if you don't get the full amount?
I've talked to personally a couple people, like 5 or 6, who are heavily reliant upon it. And we can look for outside sources for scholarships, but Senate has always really helped us out in that area.
Any other questions?
Motion to perform that requesting to the organization.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion passes. And next up is the equestrian team.
Hi guys, I'm Michael LaCourse. I'm the treasurer of the Gettysburg equestrian team.
I'm Julie Weiss, I'm the center rep.
And we're requesting a total of $775 to fund a trip to nationals. It's actually a really huge deal. We had one person, Megan Spellman, a sophomore, qualify for nationals this year. It's the first time that our team has ever gotten that far. And I think we've been around since the early 90s, so it's a really big deal. It takes a lot to get to nationals. First you have to acquire 35 points, and you get those points each time you compete, depending on your placing. If you get first place, it's 7 points, second place 5, third is 4, and so on and so forth. So it takes a while to get those 35 points to point out of your division. Then you go to regionals, and then you have to place within the top 2 in your class to move on. And then you go to zones, you have to place within the top 3 to move on to nationals. So Megan placed second in both regionals and zones. And so now she's going on to Kentucky to represent our school to compete at nationals. So I'll break down the amount for you. We are requesting $440 for the hotel. It's 2 rooms, one for the coach, one for the rider. For 2 nights at $110 per room per night. So that comes out to the $440. We're requesting $120 for meals, which would be for 2 people, 2 meals a day over 3 days. We estimated around $10 per meal. I know that sounds like it could be a lot, but unfortunately, at the Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington, where they're going. They aren't allowing any food on the grounds at all. They're actually searching for food. You don't bring any in. So it's going to be a lot pricier in the park. So that's why we're requesting $10 from you. We're requesting $130 for travel expenses, which is $65 for gas each way. We calculated that, estimating about 25 miles per gallon. And then for the entry fee for anyone to actually be able to show is $85, which totals out to the $775. Any questions?
Yes.
Did you research around for the different hotels to find one of the cheaper ones?
Yeah, we actually did get the cheapest one available.
It's very difficult because there's a lot of people going, so it's hard to find.
Lexington is
Yeah.
a more affluent area, so it's hard to find cheap hotels.
Yes.
What would the BMC's recommendation?
We recommended $525. We cut money for gas and meals because typically whenever club sports are going somewhere, we'll pay the entrance fees and the hotels.
Yes.
Where is the horse going to stay? And won't that be costly?
The IHS, the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association works is you don't actually bring your own horse to the competitions. What you do is you ride the horses provided by the host school or the host barn. You actually don't even get to ride the horse before you compete. You get on and immediately show. That's trying to create an even playing level. So
Any other
it makes it a little harder.
Any other questions? Yes. Any kind, yes, there's.
So why is it that you traditionally don't provide money for gas and food? Like, I understand that sense.
It's just always been a press, I don't know if anyone else can speak to that, but it's always been that we don't provide funding for gas because, but we will provide money for, say, college transportation. Alex?
I can just speak to that briefly. The way that it works with club sports is that since they are run through the Office of Campus Recreation and the athletic department, Senate will only fund a portion of their funding already comes from the student activities fee through Dean Ramsey's committee. The rest of it, the way we have the agreement worked out now is that club sports, if they do make the playoffs, that Senate has by tradition always given them money for hotel rooms and entrance fees. Absolutely. We haven't paid for food, and we never do gas reimbursements for any club, regardless of whether it's club sport or not. But for food, we've never funded that because that's not part of our agreement that we worked out with Campus Recreation.
Any other questions?
Are you guys a club sport? I wasn't.
Any other questions? Are there any motions?
Motion. Motion to allot $650 to Equestrian Club.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been seconded. All those in favor?
What was that?
Oh, CMC was 525.
And the motions were 650.
What was your requested amount, Michael? 775 BMCs.
525.
Okay, so right now, I made a slight mistake, but the motion's on the floor, so we do have to vote on it. And if we do deny it, someone can make a motion right afterwards to allot anyone to either one amounts, but we do have to vote on the motion for 650 right now.
Motion roll call?
Yeah, but, sorry guys. Again, I discussed this like 3 meetings ago, a motion to roll call, that's exactly what happens, is after motion's been made but before the vote, and it doesn't actually need a second. So because she didn't motion it, and it doesn't need a second, and it happened before the vote, it has to be done now. So to roll call this one, remember you can vote any way you'd like, but we can also do motions afterward if this one does not pass.
Eddie Ferreira. You don't have to vote. Okay. Nick Redmond.
Nay.
Paul Yingler.
Nay.
Nay. Justin Cross. Caroline Nathan.
Nay.
William Weiss. Ryan Woodward. David DeBoer. Candace Lopez. Kevin Munoz. Trudy Guy. Abdur Rahman. That's everyone. No, I'm sorry. No.
Okay, I was wondering that because of
The motion is defeated for 650.
Motion to
All those in favor of allowing BMC's recommendation of 525. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations. Any club announcements? Nothing? Any clubs? Yes.
Save the date. I know everyone's busy during Celebration 10, but at 8 o'clock on May 1st, that's the Saturday, in Paul Recital Hall, we're producing Euripides Orestes. It's a fantastic play for Westwood.
Yes, ma'am.
Shots in the Dark would like to thank everybody who came out to support us and the class of 2013. Excuse me. During our improv festival this weekend, we had a lot of fun, and we think we brought in a lot of Crosbys, but we don't like to be not humble. So, anyway, we may have a show coming up. We'll keep you posted. We don't really know. We kind of make it up as we go along. So, thanks.
Guys, I have the Springfest schedule, so maybe you want to pay attention to that. Starting off Thursday is Travis Rocco Band, and the picnic, like the servo, is going to be outside basically, and that's at 5 o'clock. We'll be selling the Springfest t-shirts along with, as well as giving away Springfest cups. So come out early to get a cup. Movie night on Friday. They're really cool. They change colors if it's cold. It's really cool. Movie night at 9 p.m. on Stein Lake. It's Finding Nemo. Go to the huge thing. Also on Friday night from 11 to 2 is Midnight Madness. So get excited for that. Hosted by Peace Club. Saturday, everything starts at 11 o'clock. That's the inflatables and free food on Stein Lake. Go-Go Gadget will be performing at 12:30, and Milk Band will be performing at 2 o'clock. And on Sunday, WZBT has a concert from 2 to 7. So there's publicity everywhere. There's a Facebook event going out too, so just keep that in mind and get excited for Springfest. Yeah, the most broader stuff will be on Saturday during the day. There'll be trucks outside, and you can get your wristband.
All this week in Cub during Common Earth. From 11 to 1. The class of 2012 is selling cozies, or koozies, whatever you want to call them. They say, Gettysburg College, maybe we'll say classy, and one for $3 or two for, no.
One for $4 too.
There we go. Yeah, so they're pretty sweet. Make sure you get one.
Tonight is the last night for Crimes of the Heart. It'll be taking place tonight at 8 o'clock in Klein Theater. It'll be awesome. It's hilarious. A little bit of dark comedy. Come on out.
Any other announcements?
So I want to thank everyone for wearing the t-shirts last Friday. I got a lot of pictures, talked to a lot of people in the middle of the street and everything. And I also thank everyone for coming out for Gender Bender. It was wonderful. I loved all the guys' dresses and the girls, mustache and all that. It was really nice. A lot of people wanted different prizes. So yeah, thank you everyone so much. And see you at Springfest. Bye-bye.
Any other announcements? Yes, Tina.
Cheers is going to have a table during Springfest, and if you participate in an activity, we're giving away shot glasses, so
You guys should mind all the clubs that I announced to just please stop by, it'll just take 2 seconds. Just looking out there.
Anything else? Any other announcements? Any motions? There's a motion to adjourn, is it second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.